All right, so I want to show you guys a property that I bought a year ago, remodeled, and is now rented. And I want to kind of walk you through what I did, the before and after, and what the numbers look like, but also tell you more about kind of the long-term strategy, why I bought this specific property. And I just want to start off by saying that one of the reasons I love real estate is that you can leave a place better off than you found it. So many of these fix and flippers or fix and hold and rent owners and investors, they're buying properties that are in terrible shape, that have been mistreated for years, that need to be upgraded. They haven't been upgraded in 30 years or 50 years, and pipes are leaking, and they're actual health hazards to the tenants or to the owners who live in them. And they make them way better. They invest money in it. They add a ton of value, and they make money, and they deserve it because they leave the place better off. They improve the entire area, the neighborhood. The values of all the neighbors around go up when that property is taken care of and there aren't weeds growing everywhere. And you're leaving a place, freshly painted and new garage and well taken care of. And so I think it's one of the ways that everyone can leave the world a better place, because there's only so many parcels of earth, and each one that we could leave better off than we found it. And for the people who live in them after, I just think it's one of the coolest parts of real estate. So let me walk you through a specific deal. It's in an area in San Diego called Logan Heights. So this is not a super high-end area or anything like that. It's actually, medium to low income area, but it's 5 minutes from downtown and downtown San Diego, which is, thriving and bustling. It's about 7-8 minutes from Mission Valley. It's about 15 minutes from Imperial Beach. And there's just a lot of areas that are close to it. It's very central, and I believe in it long term, because the best areas to invest in are not the areas necessarily that are already, have kind of made it in terms of like, these are the hottest spots, but go down a mile down that main street from that area, go down 1 or 2 miles down, and look what's going on there. And if it's rough there right now, great. That's where you want to get in, because those are the areas where development follows. Development follows the big boulevards, the big avenues from the big hubs. And so if you can just follow them down and kind of see where the next phase of growth is going to be over the next 10, 20 years. I'm not talking about 2 to 3 years. I'm talking about long-term. And if you can make the numbers pencil out good right now, those are the areas that are going to have exponential value increases when those areas become the hot spot to be in. I know you all know those areas where you live. There's areas that, were dumps, were just warehouse areas, and now they've become these super trendy neighborhoods. That's where it goes, because population is growing. People need places to live. There's a massive housing shortage, so this problem is not going away over the next 10 to 20 years. But I digress. Let's get to this deal I want to show you guys about. So I bought this property for $560K just under a year ago in Logan Heights. Here's what it looked like when I bought it. Let me share my screen. All right. All right. So you guys can see my screen. So here's the property when I bought it. Okay. This is a 4-bedroom, 1-bath property in this shape. Okay. And just to show you a couple of pictures, let's just peruse. This is what the inside was like. I got to get to the kitchen. These are the bathrooms, or the bathroom. And this is the kitchen. Okay. This is the kitchen. So this is what I'm talking about. This is how things were at this property. And until I came along, or the next guy who would have bought it, they're going to take these properties and make them better. And it's actually a shame that there's so many properties like this that are mistreated. This property had tons of cockroaches when I found it. Everything's old, outdated. The windows, everything's been mistreated, right? And here is what I did to it. So I redid everything, took it down basically to the studs, on the inside, repaired the roof, added landscaping, painted everything, of course, added a bathroom, added a bedroom. There were 2 awkward living rooms, so I made one of them another bedroom. So now it's a 5.2 instead of a 4.1. Property's about 1,700 square feet. Bedrooms are small, but the open areas are nice. And let me show you how it turned out. So I spent about $120,000 on that. So all in, I'm in for $680 or so. But here's what we ended up with. All right. So this is the house that is there now, right? That replaced that other house. And this is what I'm talking about, improving a neighborhood. To the houses to the left and to the right and in front and down the block, I've just made their properties more valuable, just simply because they don't have the other, eyesore with weeds growing everywhere that's clearly just crumbling and not being taken care of, to something beautiful that you walk in front of. That's a beautiful home. This is the kitchen now. So I actually knocked down a wall, put all new flooring. Really nice, just basic cabinets, shaker cabinets, and stainless steel appliances with black hardware. Always looks really, really sharp. Okay. Black hardware adds a nice touch. So this is the kitchen. Much better, right? Nice fans everywhere. Mirrored closets make every room feel bigger. So I always put them in everywhere, mirrored closets. And I paid the extra $3, $4 for these nicer, more modern, kind of door handles that just don't look like that kind of boring circle one, a round one. These look a little more modern, and the whole place just shines. And these that doesn't take a lot. Bathrooms, same shaker cabinets as in the kitchen. And anyways, the whole place is really nice. Added another bathroom as well. Add a little turf, give them a little yard in the back as well. The whole front is a yard now. Garage is fresh, 360 wrap, right? But here is why, and so let me just go over the numbers. So bought it for 560, put in about 120, so in it for about 680, okay? Property is worth about 850 right now. So a little less than, about 180,000 or so, equity made, you can say, if I just wanted to sell it right now. And it's renting for $4,500 a month. And it rented in a week. In the first week, it got a lot of tenants or a lot of applicants and rented right away. And so I actually think I under rented it. I could have rented it for even more. But rents are going to go up, right? And every 5% that goes up on this property in rents is $200 to $300 now a month increase. So it very quickly turns into very, very exciting numbers as well. But here's why I actually bought this property. Okay, I bought this property because this is what the property looks like. Okay, you have a home, the home I'm remodeling in the front, but it has a huge backyard. And this home is in an RM zone, which is a multifamily zone, which means I could add ADUs, additional dwelling units, or basically just you're adding housing in the back. You can actually see that some of the neighbors have already done that. And so this is one of the lots that kind of has the opportunity, but hadn't been taken advantage of. So I'm going to build 4 ADUs here, basically over 2 duplexes. Let me show you kind of the schematic. So this is the lot. This is the house, the existing house. This is the front street. And what I'm doing here in the back, this is an old design. I'm actually going sideways, not long ways. So I'm picture 2 side by side, but same concept. And these are duplexes. There's a story on top, 2 stories, one on top, one on bottom. So this is 2 units here. It's a little duplex, and here's 2 units here. And they're about 900 square feet each. And they are 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. All right. Because that maximizes rents in that area. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And you can get away with smaller bedrooms if you have big open living rooms and kitchens. And I think that's the right kind of strategy and model. And I always give them parking. Even with some of these new ADU laws and rules, you aren't required to have parking if you're within a certain distance from a transit zone. But I always do parking because tenants will stay longer and pay more for it. And so it's worth doing. And think about it. If you're a tenant and you're renting a place and you're, you don't have parking, and it's annoying, and there's days that are harder than others to park, it's always in the back of your mind, like, God, I can't wait to finally have a place one day where I don't have to deal with that. And so tenants will always be looking for a better place to move to if they are being inconvenienced daily. So if you solve for that, tenants will stay 7-10 years, and they'll pay the increases in rent, and they'll be great tenants. And so I much prefer that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As far as the ADUs, I'll go into that in other videos and breaking down the costs and all that as I start to build them. We're in the process of getting permits on that one. We're very close. We're breaking ground any moment. And the idea there is to build 4 ADUs and add another, $12,000 to $14,000 in rental income. And when you do the math, it gets pretty exciting in terms of, cost to build to return from rents. But I'll break that down in a future video for you guys. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. And try to look for opportunities in your area. Go on Redfin, go on Zillow, try to find the opportunities that are, 1 or 2 miles down from the main hubs that are really kind of, in terrible condition that you could probably get a decent deal on today and get, 6-ish% maybe once you do a little remodeling to it, 7%, but that has opportunity for that upside. The upside of either adding units or the upside of it being in an area of opportunity that growth is going to follow and find in just a matter of time. Cheers.